Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Paddle Smash Academy. Today we're having two of the most incredible, amazing, upcoming super paddle starts and incredible paddle players, David Ayguavives and Sergio Conde. Please welcome to the channel, guys. We're so excited to have you here. Tell us about, David, tell us about who you are, where you're coming from, your paddle history.
Well, so I'm David. I'm from Spain, Barcelona, Spain, and I've been playing tennis all my life, pretty much. And I moved to the US 5 years ago to play college. And I played paddle also in Spain, like always as a hobby. And now here in Miami, I'm trying to play as much as possible, trying to compete and trying to grow in this sport because I think there is a great opportunity here in America. And yeah, hopefully I can keep playing as much as possible and keep growing in this sport.
So when did you transition from tennis to paddle, and why? And was that here or?
So it was during COVID because we had like a year where we were able to go back home, and there I could play pretty much every day. So I started playing regularly, and like 4 or 5 times per week, and that's how I started like playing oftenly and starting understanding the game, the walls, everything.
How about you, Sergio? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first, thanks for inviting us here. I'm from Tenerife, and my dad has always played paddle there. So, I played tennis but the club had both tennis and paddle. So my dad was with paddle, I was with tennis. But I always had that accessibility to paddle courts, to rackets. So since 10, 12 years old, I started playing. And then when I was 15, 16, I started playing more tournaments in the island. But it was always hard for me to find good matches to play and good persons to pair up with. And then when I came here, I just was not able to play anymore because I'm in Ohio.
So where do you go to school?
I go to Northwestern Ohio. I went with him the same.
And you guys both play tennis there?
Yeah.
All right, big question. Who was better?
What position did you guys play?
So he played 1 and I played 5.
Good, good. That's good. That's why he became your friend. He wanted to be with you.
Yeah, and roommates as well. Yeah. Yeah.
We actually played once and he beat me.
Good.
Twice, wow. It's like me. We played a couple times and I beat him twice, and that was it.
What are you talking about, man?
And he calls himself a coach.
So, David, tell us. So, you're a coach.
Yeah, right now I'm coaching.
Okay, tell us where you coach and how do you like it and all that.
So I really like it because I feel like I can teach to the people that is starting to play this sport. I can teach the basics.
Introducing the sport of paddle
Exactly,
to them.
introducing paddle, the transition from tennis to paddle because most of the players are actually coming from tennis, from pickleball. So yeah, I think it's great to have all these different sports that they help each other, and hopefully we can keep growing with paddle even more.
That was my next question is, you guys have been playing, for the last couple of years since COVID, right? So how's that transition? Have you guys completed that transition of playing tennis in the paddle court and now playing paddle in the paddle court, or are you still transitioning a little bit?
So for me, every person has different opinions, but for me, I played tennis all my life and I was already tired of competing and everything. I was already like a frustrated tennis player. So when I started playing paddle, I really found it more enjoyable, more fun, more dynamic, and I feel like I can play paddle like 24 hours a day.
So you've transitioned 100%, meaning like back walls, the aerial shots, all that.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Sergio?
Yeah, for me, it's always, I don't play very often paddle, maybe 3 times a year.
Because you're in Ohio, right?
Yeah, and I go to Spain just like a few weeks every year. So, but the transition is always, when I step on the paddle court, play a few games, and then I get into the.
Still volley the ball at the baseline and still smashing everything still because the tennis is in your mind, or have you already or you already transitioned to that where you're using the back walls and you're doing the aerial shots, the bandeja. So how hard is that? Because you guys still play tennis and paddle. So how hard is that switching over? Does it take a little bit just to adjust when you play tennis? Same thing with paddle, or?
No, for me, I mean, you step on the tennis court, you know, it's tennis, and I step on the paddle.
It's the youth.
It's the youth, baby. It's the youth. I mean, the transition sometimes is very, very difficult.
I mean, there's always some things that you have some, like the overheads, the first overheads, or I don't know, those volleys from the baseline. Sometimes it's normal when you come from the tennis court, but once you, what he said, once you step on the court, you already.
Yeah, but you guys coming from Spain, I mean, the first thing, as soon as you're born, they give you a soccer ball and a racket, paddle racket. I mean, that's pretty much what you get. Your first two toys is a soccer ball and a racket paddle.
Yeah.
So everybody talks about paddle. So Sergio, tell us you're finishing college. Are you planning to go back to Spain? Are you planning to stay here? Are you planning to take paddle more seriously?
I want to stay here working as much as I can. And I wanna play paddle because I'm curious, like, what level can I get at, because I've never been in an environment or practicing to be good at paddle, just to have fun and do. So I wanna take a little more time into it, and hopefully I can be somewhere where I can explode and play more.
Right. You know what I love about these two guys is that they came here with the American tennis dream, and they became the American paddle dream.
Yes.
That's what I love. That.
Yes.
I mean, you know, we need more people like you guys to promote the sport and to make it happen here.
I love ex-tennis players because they make great paddle players.
So actually, if you stay in Spain studying, you can't, like, you can, but it's really hard to do both tennis and study, you know.
Because it's much more demanding, the study.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's much more demanding. So that's why I mean, for me, it was I wanted to keep playing tennis, and I also wanted to have a good career in my field. So that's why I decided to come here too.
And do you see you guys self doing? You become what we call in the term is you're a lifer, meaning a paddle lifer. Like you want to do this 100%. You want to make a living out of this, or you're doing this more as a transition into something better or bigger or different.
So as he said, it would be nice to try, like, to improve and practice every day.
So you want to become a professional paddle player?
It would be a good opportunity, like, would be at least to try. Yeah. Nice, but for sure I'm gonna keep playing during my entire life, at least for fun. Or
how about you, Sergio?
For me, like I told you, I'm curious to see where can I get at, because I've been told and I know I have the ability, so I want to see it. Maybe not now, but in the future for sure I will try it for some years to try to get to my best level. Yeah.
So now, do you play the left or the drive?
With him, I have to play in the right, but I usually play in the left. I like both sides.
So you're in the left then?
Yeah, I always been I don't mind it. I feel more comfortable in the left, but I've always also been told, you need to play in the left.
Let me tell you, I mean, and it's true. You know, Sergio, he's been called, you guys know that the king of pop is Michael Jackson, but Sergio's been called the king of the by three or the por tres. The way he does it, when he gets that kick nice and smooth and that ball goes slowly by three, it's just a beautiful thing. It's a masterpiece. It's a work of art. And David, he's been called also, I mean, as we know, the king of rock and roll is Elvis Presley, but he's been called the king of the bandeja. His bandeja on the right side is the most beautiful bandeja you ever seen in your life. Two masterpieces watching these two guys play. Outstanding, super beautiful. I highly recommend it.
Do you guys see yourself playing in the PPL eventually?
I mean, I would like to, honestly. It looks really fun and it's a great experience, I think.
Have you applied for the draft for this year?
I haven't.
Come on, man, it's time. I see the potential there.
Yeah.
If you need a manager, sponsors, we got two right here, man.
Yeah, it would be nice.
So I think you guys talked about coaching. You guys coach, correct?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. And where do you coach?
At Ultra.
Ultra, okay, great. So if you guys want to coach, you can go to Ultra and reach out to him.
Yes,
please.
We're going to leave his information, Instagram and all that. So David, let me ask one thing. Out of all the students that you have, what would you say is the percentage that they are like beginners or beginners intermediate? I mean, it's a
So for me, since I'm a new coach, they usually give me more the beginners. So I would say probably like 70%, 60, 70% is beginners, and then intermediates.
So as a coach, how do you deal with like beginners when their biomechanics is really off, the grip and is really off, and they just never played a racket sport? So how do you teach that? Because I know teaching the basic shots is one thing, but then trying to teach biomechanics, rhythm, timing, I'm saying how to hold the paddle, that's kind of tough. And sometimes people just want to play.
So that's actually a struggle, but I mean, ever since I started coaching tennis and paddle, you can see with every player, there is some people that they already have it, and there's also other people that unfortunately they struggle more. But they learn pretty quick. I also try to push them a little bit more that what they can do, but overall, I think it's an easy sport, and most of the people actually come from either playing tennis, pickleball, squash. And with those that haven't played, it's a little bit harder to explain them everything, but once it takes a little time, but once they understand the game, it's really simple. Paddle is really simple.
Right, yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Yeah? And for someone, what do you think is easier to teach someone to, a beginner completely, right? What do you think is easier to teach someone, a complete beginner, to play tennis or to play paddle?
That's a good question. Maybe tennis, I would say, because there's like the court is bigger and there's no walls that the walls can actually make people freak out. But I would say tennis, since maybe racket is bigger, court is bigger, easier to hit, but both are equal, I would say.
And Sergio, do you have any coaching experience?
I do coach a lot of tennis, and I have coached paddle like back home a few years back, but just maybe they need someone to cover or something, so I've done a few paddle lessons as well.
Do you see yourself doing that in the future?
Yes, but if I'm here, no. If I'm here, I want to paddle mostly for developing my game and playing, and maybe teaching. I see it more in tennis that I'm much more experienced. I know more about the game.
One of the issues that and I mentioned it to you guys yesterday, one of the issues that we have here in the United States, every day there are more and more paddle courts, and we don't have enough coaches. So having you guys in the coaching world of paddle, I mean, that will be a very, very good opportunity for you guys and for make paddle growth here in the United States.
Let's do our top 12 questions, right?
The top 12 questions. Favorite racket?
Wilson Bella.
Pro, elite?
Elite.
Favorite racket?
The bull paddle, the Paquito Navarro's model.
There you go. I love
Hack
it.
three.
Well
All right.
Favorite shoe brand?
Asics.
Favorite shoe brand?
I would say Nike.
Nike.
All right. Favorite player, paddle player?
Juan Lebron.
Favorite paddle player?
Paquito Navarro.
Good. Golden point. You take it or you give it?
Depends on who's, like, if the opponent is serving and is doing Australian, for example, that's why I usually think if the opponent is coming from the opposite side and is going to cover this side, probably the one who has the, like, down the line open.
You see, he's a good coach.
Yeah, strategy.
That's a very strategy.
Right?
I love that. Very interesting. Good. Golden point. You take it or you give it?
I usually take it, yeah.
He made me pay yesterday. He has a back and like, boom, there. Oh my God.
Yeah, yesterday he won the first one, so I told him, you take the next one. He won the next one, so all the time, if he wins it.
All right.
Good.
So what's your worst shot?
My worst shot, I would say off the glass, like off the both glasses in the corner. That's really hard.
Your worst shot, Sergio?
Yeah, probably lob of the corner.
Yeah, it's a tough
Good.
one.
Grip on your racket or no grip?
Grip.
Grip, yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite trick shot?
Trick shot, La Dormilona.
La dormilona.
Yesterday he made me sleep. La Dormilona. Yesterday he did a few of those.
How about you, Sergio?
Probably a drop shot that goes out the door.
Oh, por la puerta, huh?
Drop shot out the door.
Wow, he gave
That's,
you
I saw that only on videos, man. And
That's my video.
Yeah, it
When
was
I
your
did.
video.
Yeah,
that's
for sure. Yeah, because you can't do it.
What do you prefer, tennis or paddle?
I have to say I have more fun with paddle, so paddle.
Good. What do you prefer, paddle or tennis?
Paddle.
Right. Okay. So, who's your favorite partner when you play paddle?
My favorite partner. I don't have many, but
Come on, it's right next to you. What are you talking about? Bro, you gotta say.
it's the first time we played. Yesterday was the first time we played.
All right. Okay. Be
Well,
honest.
that's
All
good.
right, Be honest. Yeah.
Be honest. Be
Yeah.
honest.
Who's your favorite paddle partner?
His name is Max Salvador. He's a friend from back home.
And yours?
Sergio, what's your favorite partner?
Yeah, I have to go from Mehdi. His name is Mehdi. He's been my friend since we were 5 years old, and we started playing tournaments together when we were young.
So you guys are playing a tournament together, but you're very unfaithful to each other. So you devote your love, paddle love for someone else. I love that.
It's a one-night stand paddle game.
Yeah, I love. It's an open partnership.
Open partnership.
Open partnership.
Friends with benefits. All right, guys, man. I want to thank you for coming to Paddle Smash Academy, and I wish you all the luck.
Yes, we'll be watching you. So thank you, guys. All the best. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And join us for All Things Paddle. We are All Things Paddle.